Alright guys, today we're going to talk about impact wrench safety, and a lot of these points I'm going to talk about are usually included in your tool manuals, so if you actually open them up and read them, you'll probably find a lot of this information. But I find many people don't usually talk about this stuff, and I think we should really talk about this. A lot of this stuff that I'm going to point out. Okay, the first one is, let's get right to it. The first one is whether you use an impact driver like this little DeWalt DCF 887. This is like Vince VCG's favorite impact driver, by the way. DCF 887, look up those videos. This, or you're using a big high torque Milwaukee 2967. Like, this is a monster impact, okay? Whether you're using the tiny one or the big one, doesn't really matter. They both produce incredibly damaging noise levels to your hearing. You really got to take steps to protect your hearing, whatever impact you are using, all right? And the interesting part is, if you watch a lot of YouTube channels where you see like professionals using like impact wrenches or impact drivers, like, ask yourself how many of those videos you see where the person is wearing some kind of hearing protection. Almost like zero that I have seen. All right, no foam earplugs, no like over the head earmuffs, like nothing. All right, so you really have to make the decision about protecting your own body when using a lot of these tools, all right, and do what is best for you. So let's go through some of the options for hearing protection when using your impact wrench or impact driver. Alright, so like, these are some of the items on the Home Depot shelf for hearing protection, and you have like a wide range of foam earplugs. If you've never seen these in person, you kind of roll them up, put them in your ear, and they expand and really reduce the sound. They're really discreet and not so obvious that you're wearing hearing protection, except these little like orange plugs sticking out of your ears. So if you want something discreet or lightweight, these are good options. There are even Bluetooth earmuffs that can connect to your phone. You can play music and take phone calls, etc. These are on the higher end of the price range, usually $100 at Home Depot. But you know, on Amazon they have a wide range of these Bluetooth kind of hearing protection. For me, I just choose these over the head $20 to $30 earmuff style hearing protection, and I can tell you they work amazing. I have done so many torque tests on that Skidmore torque tester, and it's done indoors. It's extremely loud, and I really have no issue after using these kinds of earmuffs. Also, since they are priced affordably, I actually just buy 2 of these, and I keep one in my van in case I'm using my impact, somewhere else. I have another pair. I always use some kind of hearing protection when using an impact wrench. Alright, number 2. This is protecting your lungs from dust and rust and all kinds of particulate that is flying in the air. When you see a video like this, it looks pretty cool. Like, this looks crazy that this impact wrench is able to do this, but I can tell you, behind the camera, I'm holding my breath because I don't want to breathe any of that into my lungs, and I don't want any of that dust inside of me. If you work on older cars and they are rusty, as soon as you go to hit the fastener with the impact wrench, oh, it's going to be a shower of dust and metal and rust, and all of that is going into your lungs. All right, you can go buy another impact wrench, but you can't go buy another set of lungs. So you really want to protect your respiratory system, and you don't want to be getting chest infections, especially if you're working and making money. Like, take care of your body. And the easiest way to do that is just go buy some N95 type masks, and this style comes in boxes, I don't know, like of 10 or 3 or 4, and they're pretty affordable, last quite a while. And what I don't recommend is you don't go buy the cheapest dust mask. Buy something like a N95, and it will really help keep the stuff out of your respiratory system. So that's all you need really to help protect your lungs. Also, sometimes the dust is so small that you cannot really see it while you're working. If you take a look at this video of the chrome socket hammering on the nut, you can see all the little silver flakes flying up in the air. You really don't want that stuff going up your nose or into your lungs. So again, another great reason to wear some kind of respiratory protection. All right, safety point 3. I'm a little guilty of this. I don't wear eye protection as much as I should when using an impact wrench. And this is one of those things where you're going to really have to make the decision for yourself. I wear glasses because I can't see anything, so I wear glasses, and it's often hard to wear another pair of safety glasses on top of that. And I really haven't had an experience where I've had a socket explode into pieces where I felt I was in danger. I've had them crack and do other kinds of things, but I've never had them explode. I've read about that, I've heard about it, but I haven't experienced it myself, and I do some pretty stupid things with those sockets. So it's something you're gonna have to make a decision for yourself to protect your eyes, because all that dust going in the air, going down your lungs, that's also going into your eyes as well. So make sure to protect your eyes from all that stuff you really don't want getting in your eyes, whether it is a flying piece of socket or like rust and other kinds of metal. And there's a good reason for that, past the obvious, like past something flying in your eye and losing your eyesight or something obvious like that. If you get any health issues where you need to go get an MRI and you have little bits of metal in your eye, well, they're gonna have to do extra screening to check your eyes and expose you to an x-ray just to check your eyes for metal. And it's all completely unnecessary if you just protect your eyes in the first place. Don't get little shards of metal in your eyes. And that, I think, you know, again, I feel it's quite rare with impact wrench. Like that's more grinder topic, but anything can happen when you're using power tools. So again, just protect your eyes. All right, guys, we did hearing, we did lungs, we did eyes. Now I'm going to talk about something that may bother, I think, many people, and that is your knees. When using an impact wrench, a lot of you work from home. you are DIYers, right? Or maybe you are mobile mechanic and you have to get on the ground and put your knees on the ground. Putting your knees on the ground can end up causing swelling, can end up causing bruising, and can end up marking up your beautiful knees. So why not protect them? And the easiest way, most comfortable way, is just to use one of these foam pads. They are thick foam pads that you can just drop on the ground and you can kneel on the ground. Alright guys, if you need to work on your wheel or your brakes or whatever with your impact wrench, instead of putting your knees on the concrete, you end up hurting your knees. What you can do is you buy one of these foam pads, lay them down, then you can put your knees down and you're much more comfortable and you won't hurt your knees. Then you take your impact and you go zip, 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 and you're not hurting after. And do your tire change, your brakes, your axle, or whatever. And you won't have that cold concrete going into your knees. If you want to be a little bit more sporty, you can wear these knee pads. Personally, I just use a foam pad, but maybe you need to crawl somewhere where you can't use a foam pad or you're constantly on your knees, then you probably want to check out some knee pads to protect your joints. Alright guys, these are the Husky knee pads. Oh, you know what? They're pretty good actually. I probably wear them because they are kind of cute, to be honest. Alright guys, the last one is called hand-arm vibration syndrome. So if you are using an impacting tool, not just an impact wrench, an impact driver, a hammer drill, jackhammer, grinder, anything that causes vibration, that can end up damaging the nerves in your hands and arms and the way blood flows in your arm and your hand. That is called hand-arm vibration syndrome. All right, I'll leave it to you to research it more, but if you're using impacting tools every day, like an impact wrench, you're changing tires on cars or maybe big rigs, and you're really hammering all day long, it might be something for you to research and just to keep in the back of your mind what's going on when you're using an impacting tool.